Oh, hi guys. My name is Tamar Aziz. I work for Project 10. I've been working with Project 10 for 3 years. The first 2 years, I was the director of Project 10 in Uganda. And for the last year, I've been the marketing director and in charge of everything non-Israeli. So if it's non-Israeli participants, if it's having short-term programs, if it's talking to non-Israeli potential participants like I'm doing now, if it's going around to Hillel. So that's me and that's what I do. Project 10 in general is a organization that has been started since 2013, more or less. We have 5 locations outside of Israel. Everything I'm going to talk about is pre-COVID. We haven't been outside of Israel in our center since March of last year, but we're hoping to get back this January. So pre-COVID time. We have centers in Ghana, Uganda, South Africa, Mexico, and Greece. We were this close to opening a center in Cambodia when Corona, of course, hit. But that goal is still open and we're planning to get back to that. We have volunteers from all over the world, mostly Israeli still. I would say it's 80% Israeli volunteers and 20% non-Israeli. That's around the world. And we also have 2 amazing centers in Israel, one in Kibbutz Harduf in the Galilee, one in Mitzpe Ramon in the south, in the Negev, where we do the same thing more or less. We call it volunteer, travel and learn. We volunteer with non-Jewish communities in Israel as well as around the world. We mainly focus on education. In some locations, we also do agriculture. We learn, that is a big part of what we do. We're going to get into that in a second. And of course, traveling is a huge part of what we do. We work in really nice, really remote, rural areas around the world, and we get to travel and get to know the places that we're living in, the communities that are hosting us. And it's a really nice, holistic program. We had quite a few Australian alumni. So we love when we get Australians. So let's continue. I'll quickly say, how is this even relevant to you? When can you join and what can you do? So we have a few different kinds of things going on around the world, which are the centers that I told you: Uganda, Ghana, South Africa, Mexico, and Greece. In Greece, we're not living on the mainland in Greece. We work in Samos in a refugee camp. So we have delegations leave 3 times a year, January, May, and September. They are 3 months long. And these are our programs overseas. It's 12 weeks, 6 weekends we're together. We're having Shabbat, 6 weekends you guys get to travel. And that is one kind of program. The other program, like I said, is in Israel. It's a 5-month program. It's a Masa program, and it is subsidized by Masa. Most people get quite a lot of help from Masa to join us. We're either in Kibbutz Harduf or in Mitzpe Ramon. We work with the Bedouin community and in agriculture, and we live in these really cool communities. So that's in Israel. It's another option. We also know that not everybody can join the 5-month program in Israel. So we also offer one month in the summer where you do half-half. You're 2 weeks in the kibbutz, 2 weeks in Mitzpe Ramon, and that is also an option. And the short delegations is for groups. If, I don't know, your synagogue, your high school, your university, your family, people want to taste what we do around the world, people want to volunteer, but they want to do it in an ethical and in a good way. So we offer also short trips, short delegations, 8 to 10 days, 7 to 14 days, whatever works. Of course, it's not the real volunteering that we do, but it's a taste of volunteering, working in the field, getting to know the location a bit more seriously. And this is what Project 10 is offering participants around the world. I quickly summed it up because I'm sure you're meeting tons of other programmers today. Sorry. So I quickly summed up why I think we are the best program right there, right now out there. Of course, not for people who are looking for an internship in high tech or to live in an apartment in Ra'anana and get to know Israel. But for people who traveling is interesting for them, international development intrigues them, meeting local communities, being part of a group. If this is things that are interesting for you, and I think during this time in COVID where people are taking a break from the race and people are looking to see and do something a little bit different. I don't know the situation in Australia that well, but I know there are not that many jobs out there. People's plans have changed. People's gap years plans have changed. So when you guys can travel again, this is why I think we are probably the best at what we do, for sure. So we do international development and volunteering right. There's a lot of criticizing against international development, against volunteering abroad, against white is right, or savior syndrome. We know about all of this. We have a very strict code of ethics. We don't dig wells, we don't give out candy, we don't take inappropriate pictures, we don't give out food, we don't replace jobs, which is what a lot of volunteers do. We only do what we know, we do it well, we share knowledge, and we always receive back from the communities a sense of community and culture. We focus on education, and we focus on agriculture, and we do very good sustainable work. Once you interview with us or learn a little bit more about us, you can even get to know how we do it and why and how it works so well. So like I said, it's coexistence, especially in Israel. We work with non-Jewish communities, we work with Bedouins, we work with Arabs, and we are our logo is Be the Change. We're trying to be the change we wish to see in Israel. We do sustainable change, and I think COVID really made us see that even when our centers have been closed since March, we didn't cause damage to the communities where we used to work in, which is a strong statement for an international development organization to make sure it doesn't do. We put a lot of focus on ourselves. We have a lot of group time. We have a lot of personal growth. Like, we make sure that our volunteers finish working with us and they're in a different place. This happens especially in our centers in Israel and our long-term gap years. We really see a big transformation with the participants who join us. And I think it is a great chance to take a break. We do a lot of biography lessons, and we even do a theater in 3 languages. So there's a lot of group time and personal time that we put in to the schedule. We combine hard work, deep thinking, and Jewish values while volunteering. It's not easy to find. I know a lot of people who do look for volunteering opportunities around the world by themselves normally don't really find a place that combines all the things they're looking for. We made it easy for you guys, and we created 7 centers around the world where we do all of these things together. We have Limud, which we study Jewish texts, but also international texts, and we study about poverty and about community and about the local culture and about different languages, while always looking at Jewish activism as something. Is it something good? Is it what's pushing us? Is it even relevant to our lives? So that's what we offer. We help you connect with local communities, either in Israel or around the world. We travel. You guys will get to backpack if you're in Israel, to have an experience of a gap year. You have weekends off. And you're also going to really live with Israelis and Jews from around the world. Most programs will cater to diaspora Jews like you guys, and you don't really get, maybe in Birthright, where of course it's only 10 days, but you don't really get to have Israelis as part of your group. But at Project 10 in Israel and around the world, you have Israelis participating as well, just like you, shoulder to shoulder. And I think it's a very unique opportunity to not experience a gap year in Israel when you're really only with diaspora Jews, but experience a gap year in Israel where you're with Israelis of your age. Most Israelis who participate are between 21 to 24, so it's a little bit of an older group than post high school. But it's a really good chance to get to know them, to get to know Israelis as part of your group. Like I said, we have things for everyone. And something that I think is an important realization, especially in this time, is that we are the cheapest program out there in the Jewish world for what we do. And it doesn't hurt our quality. We have high quality programming. We have high quality facilities. In Israel, you live in amazing locations. Around the world, some places are nicer than others, but that's okay. That's part of the experience. And that's because we have donors who really do want to see Jewish young people do more tikkun olam, do more volunteering outside of their own community, do more participating in global change. So you guys only have to pay a third of what the cost of running these programs is, and that is because we really want you guys to come, and the more people we have, the more success we see. So I just summed it up, why we are definitely the best in what we do. This is a bit more about the limud. It is a big part of what we do. We focus a lot on group building and personal growth, like I said, but we celebrate together as a community, Shabbat and holidays. So we do Rosh Hashanah together, and depends on the year, but it's really fun. We always do Shabbat together on the closed weekends, and it is a really nice experience. I would say we're more liberal religious, so the food does not always have a kosher stamp, but the centers are vegetarian, and we try to be as religious as the most religious person on the group at that time. So we don't have a lot of very Orthodox participants, but we have quite a lot of modern Orthodox, and it is doable. It's doable in Uganda and South Africa the same way as it's doable in Mitzpe Ramon and Harduf. And that's it. I wanted to keep it short. I didn't share amazing videos, but we have a lot of things going on. So please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's our website. If you go on YouTube, you'll see some really nice professional videos just to explain a little bit about what our life looks like. And I did share with Josh a flyer that we made for the Australian community. And I will also put my email in the comments. I'll try to do it well. And that's it. And if you have any questions, feel free to talk to me. You can write to me on Instagram or Facebook too. And if you want to talk to Australian alumni to see what they have to say, let me know, and I will also hook you up. So thank you, Josh. I think it was less than 15 minutes. So I hoped I helped move the schedule along. And let me write in the comments of course, if there's any questions, this is totally the time to ask. Sorry,
Yeah, so does anyone have any questions that I'd like to ask Tamar about the program and about the opportunities available on Project 10?
So if not, that's okay. And Josh, will you email the flyer I sent you?
Yep, I'll email that to the people that attended this session.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Good luck.
Thank you, Tamar.
Bye-bye.
All the best.